Hello guys, my name is Rocco. So, while searching around Reddit again, I found a really recent post from our favorite data miner, Temporal, which describes a couple of new weapons and gadgets hopefully coming to Battlefield 5 in the near future. One thing to note is that some of the items only seems to be usable in a 5v5 game mode coming later. Maybe I'll make a video on that later. Anyway, let's begin. So, the first weapon we have is the Carabine 1938M. The Carabine 1938M, also known as the KBSP-WZ 1938M, is a Polish semi-auto rifle. While only around 150 rifles were built, the only known time it was used was quite spectacular. While the designer of the weapon, Josef Marcek, was evacuated from the Weapon Technology Institute, the train was attacked by two German planes. Joseph managed to kill the gunner and wound the pilot of one of the planes, forcing it to land. The gun is chambered in a 7.92 by 57mm Mauser cartridge and has a magazine size of 10, which is reloaded by stripper clips, I think 2 5-round clips. Moving on to the next gun, the Model 37 shotgun. The Ithaca Model 37 is a pump-action shotgun based on a patent by John Browning. The weapon was later used by US forces in World War II. What is interesting about the description of this is that it reads, and I quote, "Alt-fire loads a single slug round in the chamber in front of the normal buckshot rounds." This makes it sound kind of similar to the M30 drilling. The weapon is usually chambered in 12-gauge shot shells and has a standard magazine size of 5, but sizes of 4 and 7 were also available. Then we have the M1935 PG, which is just a PG with a new name and description, confirming it to have burst fire capabilities. Moving on to the gadgets. First we have the RMN50 rifle frag again, which I went over in the last video, check it out if you want to know more. Then we have the Model SLD flare pistol. The Walther Model SLD, which stands for Signal und Leuch, meaning signal and flare, and Doppelschuss Model, which means double shot model. The double-barreled flare gun was used by the Kriegsmarine in World War II. The description reads that the primary flare will spot enemies, and the alt-fire will temporarily blind and confuse. This sounds like the Stevie Wonder flare gun from Battlefield 1, which, if you haven't used it, gets really bright if you look at it. Then we have the Kampfpistole. The Kampfpistole is basically the Sturm pistol we already have in the game right now, but with a heavy AP charge instead of an AT charge. Then we have a stationary MG34. Not to be confused with a buildable one. This bomb will be redeployable and will probably work very similar to the one we already have. Note that this seems to be only available in the 5v5 game mode. Then we have the TN17 radio jammer. I don't really know anything else about it besides that it's a scout gadget for the 5v5 mode and the description which reads, "Friendly spotted near the radio jammer will trigger fake spots for the enemy team's information systems." Then we have another gadget for the 5v5 mode, the M80 firecrackers. The description reads, "Used to simulate the sound of gunfire to confuse the enemy and their information systems." Kinda sounds like the decoy from Battlefield 4. Then we have 3 more gadgets which I will only read your description of since I don't know anything else about them. First we have the demolition grenade. This bundle grenade heavily damages nearby structures and fortifications, but it has a long fuse time. Commando flare gun. The Commando flare gun shoots a high-altitude spotting flare projectile which reveals moving enemies in a large area on its pulse. And then we have the breaching charge. Highly concussive directional blast that can knock enemies down. One more thing though, Temporal left us a little sneak peek that reads, 5-bullet death punch. When you have 5 or fewer bullets in your weapon, your melee attacks will always perform a takedown. And that was it for this time guys. Have a good one.